Sixth grade, Module 2, Lesson 14 problem set. Convert decimal division expressions to fractional division expressions to create whole number divisors. Number 1, 35 and 7/10 divided by 7/100. So we have, number 1 is 35 and 7/10 divided by 7/100. And for this, all they want us to do is create whole number divisors. So that's what we were doing in the problem set. So what I'm going to do, I need to move it 2 places, or 2 powers of 10. So that's 100, which would change my problem to, this would become 7. If I move this 2 places, it'll be there. I need to put a 0. So we get 3,570 divided by 7. Number 2, 486 and 12/100 divided by 6/10. So this, we just need to move it 1 place, or 1 power of 10, which would make that 6. If I move this 1 place, we get 486, or 4,861 and 2/10 divided by 6. Number 3, 3 and 43/100 divided by 35 thousandths. So here we need to move 1, 2, 3 places, 3 powers of 10, which is 1,000. So this becomes 35. If I move 1, 2, 3 places, this becomes 3,430 divided by 35. Number 4, 5,418 and 54/100 divided by, divided by 9 10,000ths. 9 thousandths. So I need to move 1, 2, 3 places. 3 places would be 3 powers of 10, or 1,000, to make that 9. And if I move this 1, 2, 3 places, I'll need a 0 there. So it's 5418540, which would be 5,418,540 divided by 9. Number 5, 812 and 5/10 divided by 1 and 25/100. So move it 2 places. 2 powers of 10 is 100. Gets us 125. And if I move this 2 places, we need a 0 there. So that is 81,250. And number 6, we have 17 and 343 thousandths divided by 36 and 9/10. So this, we just need to move 1 place, 1 power of 10, to get 369. If I move this 1 place, it becomes 173 and 43/100 divided by 369. Estimate quotients. Convert decimal division expressions to fractional division expressions to create whole number divisors. Compute the quotients using the division algorithm. Check your work with a calculator and your estimates. Number 7. Norman purchased 3 and 5/10 pounds of his favorite mixture of dried fruits to use in a trail mix. The total cost was $16.87. How much does the fruit cost per pound? So number 7, we want to know how much the fruit cost per pound. So the total cost was $16.87. And he bought 3.5 pounds. So we're going to divide that by 3.5 pounds. Let's start with an estimate. So 16 and 87/100. I'm thinking of something I can divide easily. So like 16 and 3.5, that's close to 4. Let's do 16 divided by 4. So my estimate is 4. Now let's make this have a whole number divisor. So I'm going to move that one place, means that I multiplied by 10. So we get, move that one place, 168 and 7/10 divided by 35. And now we need to actually solve. So 168 and 7/10 divided by 35. I'm going to bring the decimal point straight up. 35 can't go into 1 or 16. It could go into 168. Let's try maybe 4 or 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. So that's too big. So 140 is 4 times. If we subtract, we get 28, bring down the 7. So how many times could 35 go into 287? Let's try probably about 8 times, I would think. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. Yeah, so it can go in 8 times. And that was 280. So we have 7 left over. I'm going to add a 0 and keep going because I still have a remainder. So 35 can go into 70 twice. So my answer is 4 and 82 hundredths. And so it costs $4.82 per pound. And then it does, so that's pretty close to our estimate. Our estimate was 4. And it wants us to check with a calculator. So let's do, original problem was 16 and 87 hundredths divided by 3 and 5/10. Do we get $4.82? Number 8. Divide 994 and 14 hundredths divided by 18 and 9/10. So first let's estimate. Let's see, 994, that's really close to 1,000. And let's see, 18, I can't divide 1,000 by 18. But that's close to 20, so let's do 1,000 divided by 20. And that is equal to, let's see, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Cancel a 0, 1 0 left. So my estimate is 50. Now I need to get a whole number divisor. To do that, I need to multiply by 1 power of 10. So we have 189. If I multiply by 1 power of 10 there, I get 9,941 and 4/10. So now we just need to divide. Divided by 189. Okay, bring the decimal point straight up. Let's see, 189 can't go into 9 or 99. But it could go into 994, maybe 5, 6 times. Let's try 5. 9 times 5 is 45. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 is 44. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. 945. Yeah, so another one would be too big. Goes in 5 times. Need to borrow. 14 minus 5 is 9. 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring down the 1. How many times could 189 go into 491? Probably only twice. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 378. So another 189 would be too big. So it goes in twice. 11 minus 8 is 3. 8 minus 7 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Bring down the 4. So how many times can 189 go into 1,134? Well, I already know times 5 here was 945. So let's try times 6. 6 times 9 is 54. Carry the 5. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 5 would be 53. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. So it could go in 6 times, and that is 1,134. No remainder, so our answer is 52 and 6/10, which is close to our estimate of 50. And let's just use a calculator to check. So it was 994 and 14 hundredths divided by 18 and 9/10. We get 52 and 6/10, so that does work. Number 9, Daryl spent $4.68 on each pound of trail mix. He spent a total of $14.04. How many pounds of trail mix did he purchase? Okay, so first I'm going to estimate. So it's about $14.04 divided by $4.68. So you could either do 16 divided by 4 and get 4, or maybe if you saw 15 divided by 5 and get 3. So it should probably be somewhere in between like 3 and 4 would be a good estimate. Okay, so how many pounds of trail mix did he purchase? Let's make this a whole number divisor. So to do that, I need to move it 2 places. So we're going to multiply by 100. So we get 468. And if I move this 2 places, I get 1,404. And let's divide. Well, can't go into 1 or 14 or 140. So we're just trying to figure out how many times it can go into 1,404. We know it's probably between 3 and 4, so I'm going to try 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. 1,404. So it goes in 3 times. That's 1,404. So our answer is how many pounds would be 3 pounds is how much he purchased, and that was one of our estimates, so it works. If we wanted, we can multiply or divide on a calculator to make sure. Okay, number 10. Mamie saved $161.25. This is 25% of the amount she needed to save. How much money does Mamie need to save? Okay, so first let's turn this percent into a decimal. So 25% is 25 hundredths as a decimal. So that's important. So we're doing 161 and 25 hundredths divided by 25 hundredths. Let's estimate. Or we can, well, first, let's round because 25 hundredths, or not round, let's make this a whole number divisor because 25 hundredths is harder to estimate for. So let's make it a whole number. So move it 2 places, which would be times 100. So we get 25 and 16,125. So a good estimate might be, let's see, we could do like 16,000 divided by 20 or 30. 20 would be a whole number, so let's do that. Let's see, 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we got those down, cancel out a 0, and we have 2. So my estimate is about 800. Now let's divide. Okay, 25 can't go into 1 or 16, but it could go into 161. See, 25 times 4 is 100. 25 times 6 would be 150. So it could go in 6 times. We get 11, bring down the 2. 25 times 4 was 100. 25 times 5 is 125, so that would be too big. And 25 can go into 125 5 times. So our quotient is 645. So she needs to save $645. And that is pretty close to our estimate of $800. Number 11, Kareem purchased several packs of gum to place in gift baskets for $1.26 each. He spent a total of $8.82. How many packs of gum did he buy? Okay, so he spent a total of $8.82, and it was $1.26 each. We can do, so first I'm just going to estimate. So my estimate, this is close to $9. That's close to $1. So I think he bought about 9 packs. But let's actually do it. So $8.82 divided by $1.26 each. And let's make a whole number divisor. So we need to move it 2 places, which would be 100, 2 powers of 10. It's 126 and 882. So 126 can't go into 8 or 88. So let's try, let's see, 8 might be too much, maybe 7. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. And 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Yep. 7 times, that's 882. So he bought 7 packs of gum. And 7 packs is pretty close to our estimate of 9 packs. I mean, we didn't estimate 90 packs. It was 9. So we were only 2 off, which is a pretty good estimate. Okay, number 12. Jared is making candles from beeswax. He has 132 and 72 ounces of beeswax. If each candle uses 8 4/10 ounces of beeswax, how many candles can he make? Will there be any wax left over? So first let's estimate. 132 and 72 ounces divided by 8 4/10. Let's write it out so we can kind of see it. Okay. So 132 divided by 8. We could maybe reduce that to, we could do 120 divided by 8. If we round those, so 120 divided by 8 would be equal to 15. So I think he made about 15 candles. And let's have a whole number divisor. So I'm going to move that 1 place. So 1 power of 10 makes that 84. If I move this 1 place, I get 1,327 and 2/10. I'm going to move my decimal point straight up. And 84 can't go into 1 or 13. Could go into 132 only once. 12 minus 4 is 8. Borrow 12 minus 4, or 12 minus 8 is 4. So we have 48. Bring down the 7. How many times could 84 go into 487? My guess is about 5 or 6. Let's try 6. It might be too big. 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 2 is 50. Yep, too big. $420. We get 67. Bring down the 2. How many times can 84 go into 672? let's see, times 6 was 504. So let's try 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry the 3. 8 times 8 is 64. Plus 3 is 67. So yeah, 672. So we get 15 and 8/10. So they can make 15 and 8/10 candles, but you can't have 8/10 of a candle. So they can make, or Jared can make 15 candles. And then the last part was, will there be any wax left over? And the answer is yes, there will be wax left over, because we have that little 8/10 part. Number 13, there are 20 and 5/10 cups of batter in the bowl. This represents 4/10 of the entire amount of batter needed for a recipe. How many cups of batter are needed? So, 20 and 5/10 divided by 4/10. I find it hard to estimate or divide using not a whole number, so 4/10. So I'm going to go ahead and make a whole number divisor, and then I'll do my estimate. So I need to move it one place, which is 10. So we end up with 205 divided by 4. So my estimate, I'm going to do 200 divided by 4, which is equal to 50. So my estimate is 50. And 205 divided by 4. 4 can't go into 2. It can go into 25 times. 4 goes into 5. Or sorry. Yeah, 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Now I'm going to put a decimal point and a 0 and keep going. So 4 goes into 10 twice. We still have a remainder, so I'm going to keep going. 4 goes into 25 times. So finally no remainder, so we get 51 and 25/100 cups of batter that are needed, which is actually very close to my estimate of 50. Okay, number 14. Divide 159 and 12/100 divided by 6 and 8/10. So find a whole number divisor. Need to move it one place. That'll make that 68. If I move this one place, I get 1,591 and 2/100. So my estimate, I'm going to make that 1,600 and make that 80. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. Cancel those out. So my estimate is 20. And then let's divide 1,591 and 2/10 divided by 68. Bring the decimal point straight up. 68 can't go into 1 or 15, but it could go into 159 probably twice. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So we get 136. 9 minus 6 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down the 1. 68 could go into 231. I'm going to go with 3 times. So let me just add 1 to the times 2. Get 204. So it goes in 3 times. That's 204. 11 minus 4 is 7. 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down the 2. 204 was times 3. Let's see what times 4 is. So let's add another. Oops. Let's add another 68 to this. 4 plus 8 is 12. 7, 2, 272. So this was times 4. No remainder. So we get 23 4/10, which is close to our estimate of 20. Okay, last one. 167 67/100 divided by 8 1/10. So my estimate, I'm going to do 160 divided by 8, which would be equal to 20. And then for my whole number divisor, I need to multiply by 10. So we get 81 and 1,676 7/10. Now we can divide. Okay, bring my decimal point straight up. 81 can't go into 1 or 16. It could go into 167. I think twice, because 80 times 2 is 160. 81 times 2 would be 162. So we get 5, bring down the 6. 81 can't go into 56. I'm going to put a 0 there. Now I'm going to bring down the 7. So 81 could go into 567. I'm going to guess about 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. So yeah, it can go in 7 times. So our quotient is 20 7/10. And that's very close to our estimate of 20.